Where the light is. I'm Crystal.
I'm Tamika.
I'm Karis.
I'm Jay.
And today we're talking about he's just not my type.
Yeah.
He's just not my type.
I'm sorry. I just don't like you like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It just happens.
We could be
Or you
friends.
just
All right.
picky. Sorry.
I mean, to say,
Shallow.
I just set a big old plum tree right here.
Right. Whatever.
Goodness, I gotta chill.
The
It's
gospel
so
plate.
shady over
Where
Where the
here.
sunshine at? Right here at the table.
We're the light. We don't throw no shade. We don't do it.
Well, okay, so the topic is he's just not my type, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I don't know. This I think is a very interesting topic because we can't really let our type get in the way when it comes to dating, especially when we're looking for that special someone because we can miss out. So, but I think it
So
depends
that's the
too.
PC, politically correct answer.
Politically
But
correct.
let's be honest.
But let's be honest, and that's what I was gonna get to because
Yeah.
I'm not in no way shallow. Maybe just a little bit, but I don't really I don't try to be really. Because I have a certain my type is I'm not very specific, but it's just things I don't like to compromise on.
Yeah.
I am 5'9" and I preferred someone to be 5'9" or taller. Is that too much to ask for?
No.
That's a type. That's my type.
5'9", same height as you?
or taller. Like that's me compromising just a little bit on 5'9".
Oh.
I'm just saying. Like there is certain things that I just feel like I shouldn't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're not alone, because as you can see, I'm a little thick. So, thick and thick ain't gonna mix. You know, I prefer, me a little, slim, little built, not too skinny, but,
Right.
not
See,
just,
I'm the opposite of that. I don't see guys under 5'10". I can't see it.
Yeah.
My eyes can't see that. Like I just
immediately she shuts.
I'm like, oh yeah, he could be. That's a nice friend. That's what I think automatically. And some say it's shallow. I say, I just know what I like. And thick and thin is interesting.
It's hard for her. It's hard for her to accept that.
I want us to look nice in a photo together. You know what I mean? Balance each other out. So thick and thick.
No.
Nothing looks better than black on black. You know what I'm saying? Thick on
But
thick.
okay, question. So, at what point would you compromise? Because you have to be willing to let some things go.
Yeah.
I know with me, you gotta have some nice teeth. I'm sorry. I gotta hear ka-ching
Yeah.
when you smile. I can't compromise with no
Okay,
nice
so a
teeth.
guy comes up, he got bad teeth, but everything else is just right.
I'm sorry.
I still talk to him. That actually happened to me. It was hard for me though, because I was like, man, but his teeth though. Then the more I started talking to him, the more them teeth started to look better.
Okay.
The deception. Deception like a mother.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's the realest part. Like when you get to know somebody, okay. One time I had a friend who was hanging out with a boy who I knew she would not like. She didn't like him. She was like, we're friends. I'm like, listen, you hang around him, you're gonna start liking him. I know you don't think he's cute. A month
Who was
later,
that
month
friend,
or so,
Crystal?
it was you. month or so later, this girl hit me with I like him. I'm like, girl, I try to tell you, like, you gotta be close to a certain point. Now,
And that's what
It be the ugly ones getting you.
because the ugly ones have. Well, okay, listen,
Okay,
nobody's
that's not
ugly.
fair.
We're not doing that. We're not doing
let's
that.
not go
I
there.
almost did it, and I'm not gonna
He
do
just
that.
wasn't our
the
type.
person
Right,
he
he's
is
just not my
okay.
type. Remember the topic?
Yes, she's like,
It's
yeah.
okay to not be attracted to somebody.
It is. Like, okay, so I don't like skinny guys. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying I couldn't. If he's right.
Teddy bear alert. Yeah.
We on the teddy bear.
Yeah. We see eye to eye.
I'm
We
like
gave up
teddy
skinny
bear.
guys.
We see eye to eye.
Yeah,
We
we
kinda
have
got
a
it.
very similar type.
Yes.
We have a very similar type. For 2018, we gave up skinny guys as our New Year's resolution.
No skinny guys.
So far, it's been
It's our type.
working halfway. But what was I gonna say? Like, I mean, although when I envision, like, oh my gosh, what I'd want my mate to look like in a dream world, straight out of my soul, I'm like 200 plus, 6'1", 6'2", all the way up to 6'7", anywhere in there.
Plus.
But if he's 6'7", then he needs to be like 280. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's a whole different subject.
Looking thick.
But let's say he was 180, 6 foot. I would, if he's right and his heart's right and his character's right, character trumps.
You bound
Yeah.
to fizzle. it to a friend now.
Who was that friend?
You ain't saying no names, Karen.
But she came out of it, you know. Came out on top. So.
But yeah, I mean, it just kind of shows you that it doesn't really matter. Like in the end, it's not gonna matter, especially if it results in marriage.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna think about the bad teeth or really the weight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about the height. But I don't believe that the Lord is gonna send me somebody that's just something. You know, you got those big things that you just yourself. You just can't.
I actually know of a girl who's kind of popular in social media who just got engaged, and her husband's shorter than her.
But was that a deal
And she
breaker?
was very vocal about it. What?
That was a deal breaker for her initially?
I think it was initially, but as soon as he started to pursue her, they just talked about it right off the bat. Like she was pretty vocal about the fact that he was shorter than her, just to get it out of the way. And she was just like, but it's not worth like missing out on anything that God has for her.
That's very
Which
true.
I mean, I believe that too. Although of course I would like to get my type, it's probably unrealistic. And at the end of the day, your type really is going to be suited for your heart, not just for what's pleasing to your flesh. So
Yeah, that's very true.
So if he's a little bit shorter than you,
I'm gonna have to because I trust the Lord. But you know, it's just gonna have to take some time to.
just keep your faith there. I guess. Keep it strong and a taller man.
That's all it is. I don't know if I'm still open to.
I don't know if I want a short man though, because I'm like, I'm already a shorty do-wop. Do I really want another shorty
But
do-wop?
here's a short. There's not many guys shorter than you. No, I'm not being funny.
Yeah,
Most short men are like 5'6".
Yeah.
as long as you got some nice waves, right?
She wants to keep the waves and.
I just want a nice.
She wants. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She wants a pretty boy.
She wants the classic brown skin, pretty guy. If you're him, slide in her DM. She's open, available. She loves the Lord. She's 5'3".
This will turn to a real commercial.
No, I'm just listen, when I say she loves the Lord, I'm saying she lives for him.
Yeah.
So if you ain't, move along.
Right.
Move along. Okay, but
So some of y'all deal breakers you're open to put to the side.
I mean, I would like to not have to put any to the side.
I would like to. I mean, we all know.
But really, does anybody not want to get their type?
I don't. I think about a lot of times I want to cry. If I be like, why? Why? But at the same time, it's like what you think your type is when you like when I was the friend that like we're not gonna say ugly, but he wasn't my type. But as I got to know him more, and he was real funny and stuff like that. If you're funny, you really, really get me. Because I'm funny. but yeah, he had a good personality, so I'm just like okay. But then I had to back off, because his heart wasn't right in certain areas either. But I've seen how you could easily fall for somebody that's not your type, and and you wouldn't have no problem with it. So
let's talk about that. So what if he may not be your type physically, but what about he's not your type character-wise, spiritually? Like he's not your type. That's worse outside of the way he looks.
That's worse.
That's worse than not
physical.
Yeah.
Because although like a lot of people think that just because, and this is just coming from a Christian standpoint, just because somebody is saved and they love the Lord does not mean that they're for you.
Yeah.
Right? Because we all have a type.
Yeah.
And not only physical, but even like personality wise, just the way that you think. Because I believe that the Lord, when He creates a person for you, He's going to create them to fit you just like this. Like they're going to fit you like a glove.
Yeah.
So the thing He gonna make somebody that's gonna the way that He speaks to you is gonna be for you.
Right.
The way that He looks at you is gonna be for you, specifically for you.
Yeah.
So if you're not that, if your character isn't the character that God has created for me, then I believe the Lord will make that known. And I mean, it just can't.
Right.
Just something I'm not willing to compromise on.
Yeah, because those are things when you compromise, like things I would never compromise on, like his spiritual life, things like that. You're compromising your life.
Yeah,
exactly. Your entire life.
You can't afford that.
Your whole mission and purpose from God. If it's not aligned with the man, that's the end for me. Like that's why it's very important. Which I'm not like trying to tell you what to do, but it really is important to know who you are, what you're here for. You may not know like everything, because this man is going to come in and he's going to add to it. So you have to be open to know like this isn't the end of the story, but you do also have to be kind of in a position where you know who you are in Christ, you know who you are, what you want to do, you know certain desires in your heart, because if you don't have those clear, like laid out, certain things you will walk over or look over because he does look good, or because he just says he loves God and he goes to church every Sunday with me, and sometimes I see him praising and he cries, but like listen, where's his heart at, where's his vision, does he have one, can he lead you, can you submit to his leading, because every Christian woman, I mean, the Bible tells us to submit, you know, but to our husband. So we're not just made to submit to anyone. Like, you're submitting to your husband. But so those things are really top of my mind. I'm sure they're top of all of your guys' mind too.
Sure.
But
But even talking about our type, I think sometimes we need to know where it's rooted from. Because I know me personally, brown skin guys all my life, they're the main ones who try to talk to me. So I never really considered a light skinned dude, because it's like, well, this is who's trying to talk to me. So I guess that kind of developed my type. Okay, brown skin ways, it look nice, but that's who's interested in me. So do you guys think like your type kind of, I don't know, not saying you're insecure, but it kind of stem from certain things?
I mean, I definitely think mine did, but 100%. Like, I always used to say, I want a guy who looks like me, light skin, like no features that are like too big. Like, hopefully his mom's white, just like mine. Like on the chubbier side. Like, I always wanted a guy who would look nice with me. But I don't know. I mean, when I really think about it, I'm like, let's just vain. Like, I just am very. I mean, I'm trying not to be so like consumed with stuff like that. But for a long time I was like, I like stuff to look a certain way. Like, I'm very particular about things. So I feel like I would look best with this, so this is what I want. But it's like, you don't even know who you'd look best with because you're not open to anything else.
Yeah, very true. I mean, me on the other hand, I don't think my type roots from any like deep insecurity or anything like that, but I've noticed the type that it's always a certain type of guy that comes after me as well. It's just something that I've realized. I'm like, oh my gosh, every guy in the past is looking like this. They've been like this. This is just so weird. I guess, you know, so.
You're gonna have a young buck.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know. Based on the past, it may end up.
He may be a little younger.
See, me, I always just been team light skin. I'm light skin, but I don't know what it is about, but I've been starting to get more open, you know, to, you know, look, there's some cute little dark little chocolate ones out here.
I'm open to any complexion, just have nice teeth. That's my nice teeth.
I feel you with that.
So that's like your deal breaker.
That's my
Massive
deal.
girl is over.
I need a ka-ching, cha-ching.
Look, she's trying to get her teeth right. She want
But
her
my teeth was
right
kind of
too.
straight already, though. I went like, I can still smile.
Yeah, you want to say before you got them.
You gotta have to do a magnifying glass to see what she was talking about.
That's just my preference. I mean, you got braces, we can date. We both got braces.
What if he was like, I want to get braces? You would totally talk to him.
He gonna have to get it right now.
Are you gonna go down the wedding card?
Are you gonna go next week?
Have you ever talked to a boy with messed up teeth?
Well, it wasn't messed up. Well, I feel like when it came to my type, I kind of compromised a lot based off their personality. So I had guys who probably didn't have the straightest teeth, but their personality is. I'm saying those be the ones that get you. They start talking to you, you start liking them. You want to like them.
It's so easy to start liking a guy.
But
it really is.
Which is the reason why, like, as much as I would not like to compromise on my type, it could definitely possibly happen to where I may have to, and I don't mind that, but I'm just really strong on it. But I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Like, I think himself is way cuter than like how tall you are. Like, I'd rather you be like yourself and funny.
Yeah, I hate an attention seeker guy. Like, I'd rather date somebody with jacked up teeth than somebody who needs attention from people, because that roots from a bigger issue.
Right.
Very true.
So,
Yeah, everything physical can be changed.
Yeah.
Your heart, though.
You can lose. You might lose
right, your
weight.
heart.
Yeah, your heart can change.
Only one person can change
Change
it.
it. Right.
But he can be fine, and then you see
His
just how he
character.
acts.
That's all
His
true.
heart.
You
Yeah.
have to be a very
You're not
strong
even-
woman to look past the beauty of a man.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to a guy very handsome. Like, we would have been dating right now, but his heart was just messed up, and that's something I know none of us will compromise on, because we're all looking for men who love God, who are in Christ. But we can't compromise on the
Yeah.
heart. And you can't even look over that.
Yeah.
Was it easy
It's
to
hard
let
to
it go
even
though?
look over.
Oh,
It was
sorry.
easy. It was definitely easy for me because I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm growing in the knowledge of God, and I'm not weak in that area when it comes to men. Like I'm it doesn't really bother me. Like, I can be single. If I have to be single,
Right.
I would definitely be single.
I would rather be alone than unhappy, man.
Yes.
And that goes back to what you were saying earlier, how we have to know who we are. Like, back then, I would allow certain things, or I would talk to anybody, but now knowing who I am and what I'm rooted in, there's certain characteristics as far as having a heart that I know I can't compromise on. So it all goes back to how your growth in the Lord and what you know you can't tolerate anymore.
Does anybody want to talk on like certain things that they would never compromise on, like aside from looks, because we, already hit on that. Are there any like character traits like that you would just never compromise? Like if he's like this, I would leave.
I don't like prideful men.
Yeah.
Men that's just like, you always want to be right all the time. Can't nobody tell you nothing. To me, that's a heart problem for me. And it's just like, you're doing too much. And you just too... I want somebody more humble, laid back, I don't like all the extra.
Yeah. Mine's attention seeker. Like, I don't like the person who always got to be in somebody's face, like, always trying to be seen. Like, sit back, we see you, we know you in the room. Like, you don't have to be, not saying you can't have personality, but don't be to the point where it's like all the attention got to be on you. Like, just chill, like, stay in the background.
Yeah, I think for me, if we're going in line, I would say someone who doesn't have balance. Like, he can't pay bills and like, okay, you could prophesy, but can you pay a bill on time?
Right.
He just is unbalanced. Like, he spends all of his time
He spends
all of his time doing one thing. Can't you
balance?
Balance is it. Like, if you just can't walk spiritually well and naturally well, I don't think I could ever compromise that. So okay, if you get angry, but can you control it? Like, can you, if you're prideful, but you have a balance of being humble, like not, you shouldn't be prideful. Like, we already know that. But you know what I mean? Like, if you can say like, I did very well in this, can you also say where you didn't do well? Yeah. That's important to me.
Yeah, very true. And I think too, because we're obviously we're gonna end up marrying men who are rooted in Christ, just because of where we are and the teaching that we have.
Unless we will not to.
Unless we will not to, but because we know each other very well, so we just kind of just know that thing about each other. But I think that as far as like when it comes to things like pride, that's a huge issue. Or like I don't know, like control. Like control can be very small, but like the big things, like pride is the biggest one. I honestly, I don't know. Like I don't believe that. If we're marrying somebody who's truly rooted in Christ, that we'd end up with somebody who deals with a pride issue. Yeah. I mean, although we could.
I don't know.
I definitely think you could.
Yeah.
Like,
I
definitely think there's people who are rooted in Christ who have not been fully delivered from everything. Like, it's a journey. It's a constant process. So your husband may have a pride issue, but if he's constantly submitting to that, if that's what he's living out of, that's what.
Not to say that people who are in God don't deal with pride or don't deal with all these things. I'm not saying that, because we're gonna deal with a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I believe that even if our husbands, us, whoever, friends or whatever, even if that is an issue with us, if we're truly in Christ, we would be able to acknowledge it. Right. It cannot stay there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just like you can't get married until that's dealt with. You know what I mean? Because you could totally be with someone who's prideful, but you can't give your life over to that until that's dealt with. Yeah. That's more so my perspective, because I'm not over here like, he doesn't fit this whole list, so I'm not going to even date him.
Right. Yeah. That's when it becomes shallow, and it's like, okay, you're not about to meet your husband.
Right. And you're not even open, like, you're acting like you're perfect. Like,
exactly. If
he has a list, I highly doubt I'm checking
the
Listen, is this your list for life? Because, like, it's going to take me some time. You know?
But there is, I guess, my deal breaker, not that I would leave if you had this issue, we just gonna have to work on it, but and I think I've said this amongst a lot of us too during conversation, which I don't want to get misconstrued, but I've always said that I want to end up with somebody who is gonna challenge me, and not to say that I'm going to be provoking anything. I'm just saying that my personality sometimes can be overbearing, where I think that I'm right a lot of times, or I'm like, I just come off really aggressive. I don't really try to be, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it just comes off that way. And if you can just sit back and let that happen, not that I'm, like I said, not that I'm provoking, but just sometimes how I naturally am.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need somebody to be like, you're wrong. No, let me correct that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I need somebody who's not going to be afraid of a challenge and willing to correct.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you talked about that because that's one of the deal breakers for me. Well, although I know that I'm not going to receive a man like this, but these days in society we live in, men are very timid.
Yeah.
I cannot stand for a man to be timid, just sit back and just let stuff happen. I need you to stand up. You know, I shouldn't be taking the lead. You should be leading.
Yeah.
So, and that's a lot of what, you know, is going on in the world today.
And I think I told Crystal the other day, like, even if you're not that cute, I like a man with a demeanor.
Yeah,
like when you walk in the room, I'm a man.
Right.
I like that. Like, you can be jacked up, but if you walk in there like I'm the man, that something like that attracts me to a man. Like, you walk in like I'm confident, like I can get any woman I want. Like, I can pull you. If not, oh well, I can get another woman.
Right.
You know? Like, I like that about a man. I like a man's confidence. Like, I like that. Like, the way you approach it, the way you walk in the room. Like, oh, that's a man.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, you got me. You demeanor. I'm
that's
sorry.
the same thing with women too. Sorry.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say
Yeah.
that. Go ahead, 'cause I
Yeah.
was just going to bring up the fact that so we have all of this, like you have to be balanced, you have to come in with a demeanor.
Yeah.
So are we walking that out though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and are we prepared for that? Because I remember getting on the phone with a man. I didn't know this man, but the way he was talking to me, I looked at the phone like, "Who is this?" But he was talking to me like a man. Like, you know, he was just real stern, just like, you know, straight to the point. But for me, it was like hitting my heart. Like, wait a minute, like you don't even know me.
Right.
But it's like,
Like a
I
business
asked for
call?
this, yeah,
Like a
business
business-
call. But like he was just like, I was at a certain point, I was like, you being kind of rude. He was like, I'm not understanding. I'm just telling you what it is, and you're saying I'm being rude, but I don't understand. But I couldn't, like, my heart was just like, oh. But then it's like, we asked for these things. Are you really ready? You know, to get
Yeah.
that? So
Right.
Cause I'm not.
Like do we like you mentioned a man walking into a room and he demands the attention without having to say a word. Is that something that we're kind of like? Can we walk into a room and demand the attention of the entire
Right.
room without
Yeah.
you know saying anything? Like
Like,
we have to walk in that too. That's
Do you
what
walk
we
in
want.
that same confidence, or like, are you confident enough to have a man who you know every woman just turned to look at him when he walked in the room?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to handle that inside? Like,
Yeah,
I know every woman in here probably wants my man.
But I got him.
You got that much, but I got him and I'm secure. in him.
Right.
Like,
You have to be secure in it. If you want
Yeah.
a fine man, you got to be secure with your fine man.
yeah,
Right.
you do. It's just a lot. There's a lot on both ends. So
For sure.
you want to be his type, and you want him to be yours.
Yes. But at the end of the day, as long as he has to have character. That's
Yeah.
most
Yeah,
important.
godly character.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
that's the no deal breaker.
Yeah, because what is it without that? You know,
Yeah.
Nothing.
he's not your type without it.
That's it.
I think that's it.
I think we
That's
touched
it.
a few
Everything.
points.
Yeah, we
Right.
did. I hope that you all enjoyed the conversation. Comment below. Give us your input. What are some of your deal breakers, not your deal breakers, things you would never compromise on? And of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where the light is YT. And click the subscribe button below. See you.
Bye.